in a world crying out for a top 10 show. John Roca and Matt Nost are here to bring you the top 10. Take it away, boys. Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of the Top 10 Show. I am John Roca.
I am Matt Nost.
And we are coming from my office here on a lovely Sunday afternoon in my new, well, relatively new place. Because, unfortunately, I think we should admit this right off the bat, we had another episode that we had recorded, and sadly, it got lost in technical difficulties with the H4n or H5n that I use here, the Zoom. Something happened, some weird ass noise happened. It deleted 7 files, including our show. So it was a big old drama.
You just had to slander the company. You could have easily gone right around that, and you made the choice. You know, fuck them. Fuck them. This is bullshit.
I was pretty mad, I have to tell you.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I know, but it's frustrating because you're just like, we had a great show.
Has it happened any other time?
No.
Exactly.
Right,
so
right.
Once out of how many ever times you've used that, which I'm guessing a ton.
A ton.
That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah,
That's not bad. It sucks. It happened with me when I clicked it, when we did it in Collider Studio.
Oh, right.
And I clicked the button, and I guess I double-clicked it or something, but somehow it recorded 13 seconds, so I don't know what I did. The delayed click. I did a triple click, and it went to no 13 seconds in the future. Click again. And that shit sucked, and we did 45, 50 minutes of a show.
Yeah, we did. I want Matt to verify that it's recording. Do you sense that it's recording?
Yes, I see the seconds moving.
Okay. All
And
right.
so long as it doesn't start whirring like it did last time.
Yeah, that's what happened. It was a weird-ass noise. It just blew up. But we won't tell you who the guest was because we'll save that because we'll ask him back for another time.
Yeah, we'll have him on for something else.
Yeah, definitely for something else. But we had a great show. But unfortunately, sometimes it happens, as Matt said. And so Matt suggested that we kind of call an audible here and do a Topic Thunder show as our main episode just for this week.
Well, because we wanted to save the topic we had done.
Yeah.
It's too good a topic than us rehash. We just did a full show.
Right.
A couple of days ago that we're not going to bring a whole lot of new nuance. And it's actually more than likely going to be a little bit worse because in my head, I'll start doing you said that point last time.
Right.
Even though they didn't hear it, but I know you did. So I
Right.
need to conjure up something new to express my thought. And it's fucking pointless.
Yeah.
So we only have a day and a half to get this out. Like, why not? Why not? We had this show on Patreon.
Yeah.
We could do a longer version here. And for those of you that don't know, it's Topic Thunder.
Topic Thunder.
And it's just patrons at $5 and up can send in a question.
Yeah.
And then we put it up as Patreon only content. So if you want to join us over there and be part of Topic Thunder over on Patreon, go to patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10.
Right, because this is only just for the patrons usually.
Yes.
But we're doing this for all the fans to give you an idea of what being a patron can bring you. This possibility to hear this kind of content
True.
ahead of other people. Or only.
And we also didn't want to scramble to have to come up with another idea and
Sure.
a top 10 for that.
Okay, sure. That makes sense.
My time is precious right now, as is yours.
As is my holy shit.
Occasionally, you just got to go, you know what, guys, we're phoning this in. You're getting another show.
We're not phoning it in, though.
Well, I'm saying as per
Yeah.
our usual. It's the only time it's ever happened.
That's true.
It's the only time it's ever happened.
Yeah, but thank God we've got all this other possibilities to play around
Sure.
with, so it's good that we got the topic.
It's something that's still, basically the gist of the show is, for those who have never heard it, obviously,
Yeah.
if you're not on Patreon, you just send us a question, whatever that question may be. It's like, who would win in a fight, X or Y? Like, I don't know. And then you start talking about it.
Right.
But almost all of them are movie related in some capacities. Like, if you could replace this director with anybody, who would you choose, or stuff like that. But they just send in random questions and we just gab.
Yeah.
Baby.
Which is Gaborama.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess let's get into. Well, first, I have a question.
Yes.
As a patron
You're a patron of the
of
show?
the show, of course.
Well, you're claiming the Cinephiles money that goes in for the $5 shout out?
I'm claiming the blood, sweat, and tears that I put into the damn show.
Yeah, but we're not patrons at that point.
All right, fine. I'll save it for later. Let's start off.
No, let's go. What do you got? What do you got?
My thing?
Yeah.
Okay. The trade happened. Now what?
Oh. Well, it's first off.
We're talking about the Anthony Davis trade to the Lakers.
Yes.
This happened yesterday.
It's true. We you know what? Hey, this is a little flashback to what we used to do all the time.
That's right.
The Lakers sacrificed a lot.
A lot.
A lot. When you see all the pick swap protections, so they get, for those that don't know, they get this year's 4th pick.
Yeah.
Then they skipped next year because they didn't want that first round draft pick. And the year after, it's top 8 protected, but it's inverse protection. So if it's in the top 8, it goes to the Pelicans. If it's out of the top 8, it goes to the Lakers. Usually it's the other way around.
Wow.
Then they have pick swap in 2024, and they can basically they own the Lakers draft for like the next 7 years.
This is insane.
It is.
Because if you can't, okay, great, you got Anthony Davis, you got LeBron, awesome. You kept Kyle Kuzma, great. Who the hell else do you have on the team?
Well, that's the other. When do they process this trade?
Right.
If they do it by July 6th, is the earliest they could do it.
July 6th, yep.
It prevents them from getting a max player in the free agent market.
Right.
So I think a lot of people are speculating that's why New Orleans got so much in return.
Yeah.
They agreed to process the trade July 30th. So then the Lakers could go out, sign a max guy, and then once all the whoever they drafted it for that they wanted, then their contract is fully legal and you're trading now cap for cap as opposed to it's whatever. It's all the machinations.
Right.
So depending on where they do this, but I don't even like them going out to get a third guy because then they have no money left.
There's nothing left, dude. It's all exemptions or minimum player allowances, and you're dealing with Carmelo at that point, and maybe Chris Paul takes it because he's been talking about leaving Houston.
He wants a trade.
Yeah.
There is no I want to leave. It's I want to trade.
There's no way he can get traded to the Lakers. There's nothing Lakers can give him.
They can't afford him
Not in
unless
salary.
he restructures his contract.
Yeah.
But the NBPA is going to fight hard against that.
Right, because it sets a pattern.
It does. And they don't want to set a precedent for any of this jazz.
Yeah.
So I think CP3 is stuck. Jimmy Butler is an option. Kemba Walker is an option.
You got to get a point guard. You have to have a point
They
guard.
can't trade for Bradley Beal anymore because
Nope.
they don't have any assets unless they're going to give up Kuzma and
Right.
whatever first round pick they have. But then the Stepien rule steps in, so they can't give away any more first rounders for a while.
They're done.
The Lakers, that is. So I don't know. I would say reserve that extra and get 2-3 good role players to fill around. Get a shooter who's legit good. Try and get one for $5 to $6 million. Get a backup center that's good. Pay, if you get Lopez from
Lopez.
Milwaukee, who's a free agent, that's a good sign.
Yeah, true.
Now you're deeper at another position, and he can shoot a 3. I would go that route.
Yeah.
Try and spend him because then if it doesn't work out, you can always move on from that individual, and you can bring in quality pieces around.
I think they got fleeced. I think they totally got fleeced. I think with the Magic Johnson debacle that happened, I think Pelinka and Jeannie Buss were desperate to make a big splash to show that they weren't incompetent, which they are. And now they essentially mortgaged the next 5 years of the Lakers' future for Anthony Davis. If he goes down with a knee injury next year, what was the fucking point?
He's injury prone.
He is.
And LeBron had his longest injury ever this year.
Right.
And LeBron's window is only so much wider.
Maybe 1 or 2 years.
Maybe.
Look,
his contemporaries that came in with him, Carmelo can't get a job. Wade is retired.
Right.
CP3 is starting to look older and older and older, and now he wants out of the situation he's on. He's the last one.
Yeah.
He still put up great numbers this year for a shit team.
Yeah. He's got a hitch in his giddy up, though, man.
Yeah. He's just getting older. That's all there's to it. You can't play that many minutes and not. It's amazing that he's still going. Look at Durant. Durant just goes down. Clay blows out his fucking knee.
Yeah.
It happens to guys all the time. This dude has managed to play all these minutes and never get hurt.
On the other side of things, this makes New Orleans really interesting, fascinating to watch if they play this draft right. Because rumors are they're talking about going to get R.J. Barrett to play with Zion. Holy Mary, Mother of God!
Yeah, but RJ's flat out said, "I'm not working out for any other teams except for the New York Knicks because I want to be in."
He said that, huh?
If the Knicks signaled we're not going to take you and be like, my second and actual first option was New Orleans, just do that little rigmarole.
Nice dance.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing his little dance. Sometimes we do a dance, sometimes other people do a dance.
Very true.
Life is a dance.
Very true.
You just sell wherever you think you're going. I love it. I see it on Hoops Hype more often than not. They'll have little blurbs from each of the potential lottery picks.
Yeah.
And each one is like, a lot of teams are looking for heart, and that's what I got in spades type of thing. They all have their own bullshit work ethic or this or that. They all have their own little quote, like they've been prepared by an academy, except for the guys at the top because it doesn't matter for the top 3, 4.
Right.
They know they're going in those spots.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah.
I have an outside possibility that they'll try to move up to get Ja Morant. If you get Ja Morant and Zion on the same team, if you don't keep Drew Holiday, then Drew becomes expendable.
Yeah, but you've crushed his value before. If you traded him before the draft and then moved up.
Yeah. Maybe that's the trade. You trade him for the higher pick. Memphis takes Drew Holiday, which isn't a bad.
Would you give up Ja Morant
PG?
for Drew Holiday?
No, of course not. But Morant has said, I think, in interviews that he doesn't want to go to Memphis. So, because it's kind of a rebuilding team. I'd rather go with Zion and the Pelicans and Lonzo and all these guys.
Well, that's the other thing. You're asking to get a point guard. Technically, they have Lonzo.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. Okay.
Who is injury prone, and then Brandon Ingram, who's coming back from a blood clot.
Right.
His was thoracic outlet syndrome, and then Fultz's was neurogenic thoracic outlet syndrome.
If you say so.
Well, Ingram's was we can test for this, and Fultz's was if it comes up negative on every other test, this is a possible diagnosis. It's not certainty.
Way in the back.
Yeah. Ingram, by all accounts, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Fultz, no idea.
Right, exactly.
No idea. It's crazy that he's on the Magic now.
Yeah. It's madness. Yeah. We'll see what happens with Ja, because Memphis, I don't want him to go sink into Memphis, man. That's years of a wasted time. Yeah. So we'll see.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well,
you take whoever's pays you, you know?
Right. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. All right, let's jump into this thing. Who's first?
Ed Buskirk is the first. Just comes up as EB, so I was trying to read the old email handle there.
EB.
Thank you, Ed Buskirk. We appreciate it. He said, Disney recently announced that the Artemis Fowl movie directed by Kenneth Branagh has been moved to May of 2020. It was originally slated to come out in August. Does this spell doom for this movie? I was really looking forward to this series and have been reading the books with my youngest son. Putting it in May makes me think that they have confidence in it to kick off the summer, but they also put it on Memorial Day weekend, and Disney has not had a lot of luck with that weekend, even though I have had fun with a number of films released on that weekend, the most recent being Solo. Yeah, okay. The Memorial Day weekend has been a mixed bag, and the movies always seem to underperform. It makes me nervous for Aladdin.
Well, underperforms because the last thing people want to do on Memorial Day weekend is go see a movie. They want to have a little fun with their families. They want to take a 3-day vacation. They want to hang out in the sun and do whatever. They don't want to be inside of a movie theater. You know, Christmas is different because the family's getting together. With Memorial Day, you want to get away from it all. You know what I'm saying? And
but at the same time, like outside of that Sunday barbecue, anymore? I'm not, 22 anymore. I don't use it as an excuse to party all weekend.
I sleep all day, man. I use the excuse not to do a fucking thing and just sleep all day. So that's what I would do on Memorial Day weekend.
Everybody celebrates differently.
Yeah, I guess so. I do think I don't think it spells doom necessarily, but I do think it spells that they don't have a lot of confidence in the movie. First of all, they weren't getting buzz for this movie at all. Okay. No one was excited for it other than people who had read the book. I don't think they did a good job of marketing the movie as something for people to get to know. Branagh's a fantastic director. Branagh doesn't put butts in seats. And so it's like, so to me, this is a film that's going to have like the Alita Battle Angel situation, which is you probably have a really great story. People don't know it. They're not going to come see it. Mortal Engines suffered that. City of Valerian suffered that.
Well, Mortal Engines was dog shit, was it not?
Well, it was, but that's what I'm saying to you. Like, I feel like, but people still go see dog shit movies if they have an interest, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think Artemis, for a property that's not known, I don't think Artemis did a good job of selling it, and I don't think in the long run it will, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I've heard of it, but that is literally the breadth of my knowledge on the subject. I've heard the name and didn't know it was coming out in August, but I'm not as attuned to that stuff. I don't, seek out the trailers. I don't any of that jazz. It's just I look at upcoming movie schedule kind of thing.
Right.
I'm old, I guess, in that way. I do what I do.
Exactly. That's the mantra of Matt Nost. I do what I do. Buddy.
Yeah. Okay. So look, it might be even better than this could be a great start to the next year's summer tent poles.
Yes.
Because if this summer is any indication of next year's output,
yes,
outside of Avengers and John Wick 3, it's been a smorgasbord of mediocrity to I didn't enjoy that at all.
Yeah, we talked about that in Movie Talk the other day. How disappointing or these mediocre films have been.
Yeah.
For the most part, you have, like you said, outside of John Wick 3, Avengers Endgame, There's not much that's popped up. I know Booksmart was good, but not a lot of people went to see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and there you go. That's the thing. See, in this cast is Josh Gad, Judi Dench, Hong Chow.
All big blockbusters.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody knows this. So to me, this is not a film that's going to wow the audiences. It's a young Irish criminal mastermind who kidnaps the fairy leprechaun officer Holly Short for ransom to fund the search for his missing father in order to restore the family fortune.
Fairy leprechaun?
Yeah.
What we had to add to what? I mean, pick a lane. Pick a fucking lane. You could be a fairy or a leprechaun. Both are mystical beings. You tell me that they fucked at some point and there's a hybrid society of fairy leprechauns?
I want to see the names on this.
You don't need it. Your character's name is already Artemis Fowl. I assume one of two things. Kid's got to be English. There's no way around that.
Truth.
Yeah, there's no way around that. It's just ridiculous.
Tinker O'Malley.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Thank you, Ed, for that. It's from Johanna. I don't want to say the person's right email. We don't do that, right?
No.
So, Johanna, hello, Matt, John. I'm going to keep this quick. Which Super Bowl, in your opinion, would make the best movie? Greetings from Finland. Respect. Top 10 live Finland. When? Oh, I'd love to go to Helsinki with a top 10 live show. That would be awesome. All right, best Super Bowl to
Turn
make a
into a
movie
movie?
about.
What about that Titans one where they
The Rams.
a yard short?
Yeah, the Rams
And
Titans
just fell
ones.
down. But then it was the rise of the Rams out of nowhere. The Rams were suddenly good. You got Kurt Warner was bagging groceries.
Yeah.
Before he finally got a job with them.
Greatest show on turf.
Yeah, they
Right.
just suddenly putting up just mad points out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's a good choice.
I lived in Illinois at the time, and when I visit my friends down in like Carbondale, Southern Illinois University, stuff like that,
Yeah.
they'd just be plastered with all kinds of Rams stuff, and be like, "I'm pretty sure 5 years ago, you never in a million years would have put in Rams anything on these walls."
Right.
But they just became so popular.
Three leap to mind. The Giants stopping the Patriots from going undefeated.
The David Tyree catch,
Right.
Yeah.
If you profile the Giants and then you have the Patriots in the periphery as the team that is this juggernaut, and because the Giants went through all these questions, barely made the playoffs as a wild card,
Yeah.
then had to go on the road, I think, for every one of their games, and then play the Patriots, and they did it. And then Plaxico,
Burris,
gets shot, shoots himself in the leg and all this
Yeah.
just. So there's so much plus Eli Manning. And so there's a lot that you can explore. Tom Coughlin is the coach. There's a lot you can do with that Giants team.
All right.
The Replacements were a nice film about this, the replacement Redskins that won those games. So I hesitate to say a Redskins movie for Doug Williams being the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
I think you'd profile Doug, not necessarily the team and the Super Bowl, but you'd profile Doug and his journey to get there and winning the Super Bowl.
All right.
That's a possibility. But I would throw in that Steelers-Cardinals Super Bowl, which was one of the most incredible Super Bowls ever. Great back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, right. The last catch by Santonio Holmes to win the game. Ben threw it on a dart, and his 2 feet just barely touching inside to beat the Cardinals, and the Cardinals had come storming back.
Antonio Brown.
No. It was Santonio Holmes at that time. Yeah, number 10. Yeah. I don't think that AB ever went to a Super Bowl with the Steelers.
I don't think so either.
I
I
don't
was
think
like,
so.
Antonio.
If Makuga was here, he'd correct us, but I don't think he has.
I'm blanking on that.
Yeah. What about, is there any other ones that jump out for you?
We could do this all day. We literally could, because he's just like, all right, well, now you're talking about all these.
Your Bears team should totally be a movie.
Yeah, well, because they became pop culture
Yeah.
kind of icons in one season, which doesn't happen. It's like Fab Five-ish.
Oh, totally.
That it's a rare occurrence when somehow, the Raptors to some degree now in Canada, they are a pop culture reference.
Good point, yeah.
So it takes on a different kind of stance, especially for Chicagoans. But yeah, I mean, you could do that one.
You could
See,
totally
whatever.
do that one.
Because I'm trying to think of good games. The reason I like the Rams is because you could follow somebody like Kurt. Was
Yeah.
cast aside.
Absolutely.
And then boom, we cast Dennis Quaid. Done.
Yeah.
And then he's
Dick Vermeil.
Yeah, exactly. Dick Vermeil after having
Yeah.
he was the
Blowing
coach in
with the Eagles.
Invincible.
Yep.
A man that I just knew cried a lot. That's how I
You could get Greg Kinnear to come back and play the older Dick Vermeil.
even better.
Totally works.
There's just a lot of, because the stakes are so high,
Yeah.
every couple of years you get a really good game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's all
That's all you want.
by and large, I have rooting interest, but at the same time, I just want a good game.
Yeah. Truth. All right. What's our next one?
Our next in one is from Ryan Nem.
Hey,
It says, "Hey guys, love the show and love the new idea. My question is, like you guys, I'm a massive basketball fan. So question is, if you had a chance to play one-on-one with any movie character from a basketball movie, who would it be? I would cheat and choose MJ from Space Jam.
why would you play MJ one-on-one?
Well, that's not a cheat because you got to hang out with MJ.
I guess so, but MJ doesn't hang out with you if you're playing him one-on-one.
You never know. What if you're the guy?
What guy?
Just the one that he just instantly embraces. Like, I like this guy. You could be the one. As much as I know that dude is more than likely a jerk, I still want to be his buddy.
I feel like that would end terribly. I feel like even if you were the guy, Brian Azzarello a few years ago did that Joker book where the guy you follow through the eyes, point of view rather, of a henchman who becomes the Joker's henchman. So it's all POV from this guy. And he gets so excited that he gets to be part of Joker's crew. And then he spends, I think, 24 hours with him being part of his crew. And he slowly descends into the insanity of it all. And it's like, by the end, he's like, oh my God, thank God, I'm never doing
Wow.
that again. I think
That's
with
the
Jordan,
Joker,
I think
though.
with Jordan, the same thing would happen because he would take you. You'd have to stay up all night gambling. You'd have to be able to hang with him.
No, you see-
and then he busts your balls like crazy all the time with Oakley.
Do you ever hear about the story about the Charles Barkley and I can't remember where the other guy was, but he was an Asian guy, and Barkley met him at a hotel bar.
Oh, okay.
And they ended up kind of striking up a friendship.
Yeah.
And they would exchange calls every once and again and whatnot. And Barkley showed up at his funeral.
Oh, wow.
Because for years, the family knew that he was friends with him and
Right,
whatnot.
right.
And he supported him and he, whatever. He was
Yeah.
a fan of him, but didn't realize who it was at the time.
Right.
Then Barkley showed up to show respect. He was like,
Wait. They became friends without him knowing he was Charles Barkley. He was just
Initially,
a dude he met.
Yeah, it was just a dude he met.
wow.
And then, once you realize who it is.
Right. Of course, things change.
But
mentally,
they'd send texts and they'd shoot calls to one another every once again. And they'd check in and see how they're doing. And the guy passed away, and Barkley shows up and gives a eulogy. And he was
awesome.
like, your dad was a genuinely good person.
Right.
And basically, I'm richer for having known him.
Right.
It's like that. Just like a random, what if you became buddies?
Okay.
There's another dude. He was a traveling salesman. He sat next to, I can't remember, but he's a royal from the Middle East.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they've maintained, because he didn't know who he was. They just talked for the whole flight and whatnot and exchanged information afterwards, and they became friends.
Yeah.
And then now that dude gets flown in sometimes, which is like, we're going to hang out on my yacht for a week. I'd like you to come and just hang out.
Wow.
Take some vacation time. And he's in his mid-50s, and this guy's in his 40s.
Right.
He's just like, come hang out. We'll have a good time. He's like, all right. And he just gets a free private flight and hangs out with his buddy who he didn't realize was this massively wealthy. It's like, I'm not saying I want a jet flight, but it's just like a back and forth. What if?
He's still got to smoke you one-on-one.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to win against any of the movie characters because they all shoot too well.
That's true.
The camera never pans to the dude that keeps bricking. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
that's who I take on.
You take that little dude from
Yeah.
Hoosiers, the one that bounced the ball off his leg.
Yeah, perfect. Somebody Muggsy Bogues' his height, because then we're roughly about the same height.
Fair enough.
Without his athletic ability. Basically like the heavy kid from Teen Wolf, which is like Muggsy Bogues' body.
I will take Dr. J and the Fish that Saved Pittsburgh.
All right.
I would love to play the doctor. That's, I was born in Philly and I had an affinity for that town growing up as a sports fan. And I always loved the Sixers when Dr. J was on. I remember watching them win the finals. I remember seeing them lose the finals so many times, but finally win the finals against the Lakers with that team, that faux team. And I would love to play Dr. J because I get to hang out with Dr. J. I got a feeling Doctor wouldn't fuck with me the way MJ would.
I
So,
think
I'm
I
cool
can
with
befriend. I'd like to believe.
Yeah.
You just don't fanboy out.
We're not saying Kazam, Shaq. We're not playing Shaq. So blue chip Shaq. All right. This one's from Joe Ibarra. Joe, thank you, brother, for all the work you do for the show, my man. I have two questions. One is entertainment based. The other is a little more personal. First question, with summer looming, what is the best summer movie? Or what is the most fun you had watching a summer blockbuster that you can remember? Any memories come to mind? Jesus, this is a layered question.
Yeah, exactly. First question, part one.
Part one, subset
Did Mance
A.
write this for you? 7 more things.
The other question is about love or coming of age. Any funny stories regarding girls when you were kids or adults? Ooh. P.S. As for a name for the show, I like Quick 10 with Matt and John. I know it's 20 minutes, but I like playing off the 10 from the top 10. Hope you like these questions. Thanks for reading. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for letting me help with the show. It's my pleasure to help my two favorite podcasters out. Talk to you soon. All right. That's very nice of him. A Quick 10 could be funny, like just one topic, 10 minutes. And
Yeah.
we're on a timer. That would be great.
Sure. Who knows?
Right? Be fun.
Here's the quick 10. We just keep coming out with shorter and shorter content.
Yeah. Here's a fast five.
Yeah, the fast 5. The fastest 10 seconds in podcasting.
Yes and no. Thanks.
Yeah.
You can follow us at. All right. So, summer. Do you have a answer for that? Summer.
I mean, with the summer, what's the best summer movie? Why don't we pick one of the 3 of these
Okay.
that we'll answer? Because then we'll do the second part of his second one too.
Oh, right. Yeah. Fair
Instead
enough.
of doing 4 questions,
yeah.
we'll just pick one of the first 3 that are the same.
Okay.
Well, I mean, best summer movie. If you're going to count Avengers, it's Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
Like of
anything
any
close.
summer? I think he's asking of any summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the best summer movie ever.
yeah. I think that's what he's asking.
What's the best? How do you even quantify that? I'd have to look at
Yeah. We'd have to look it up.
legitimately.
I don't know that anything comes. I would say the first Iron Man is probably one of the best experiences I had in summer.
Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
I saw that in IMAX in the summer, and that
Nice
lived up
choice.
to that. Was even better than the hype.
Yeah. I wish I'd seen that. I saw Dark Knight Rises in IMAX, and it
You
was
just
blown away.
You feel it. I wish I'd seen.
Yeah.
Rises, because that opening plane
yeah.
sequence.
Yeah.
In
It
IMAX,
was
I can
great.
only imagine like how enveloping with all the sound. Hello. Once they fixed that, you got used to it. You could hear them. I didn't mind it. I know other people hated it, but
You think you're getting off the plane?
yeah, exactly. No, brother. They're looking for one of us in the crash. And you're like, all right.
We're good to go here.
It's a perfect villain that takes a needless twist. And then there's
yeah.
machinations within the plot that just drive me up the fucking wall.
Yeah.
I still think there's something there. And the beauty of that opening shot is like, man, this dude knows how to open a superhero movie. Between that and the Joker introduction,
Oh yeah.
this is fantastic.
He does. I wonder if any of the Mission Impossible movies came out in the summer.
Oh,
maybe?
most of them did. I'd say all of them did.
Yeah. So I would probably put one of those up there.
What was the last one? That's the one I've liked the most.
No, it was the
No,
last one.
Ghost Protocol's not. Rogue Nation?
Rogue Nation was the fifth one.
Okay.
Fallout was the last
That's why it's so generic. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember the poster.
one. Mission Impossible Fallout.
It's the very, very ending is a little ridiculous, but at the same time, overall, I think they were much more successful.
You mean the helicopter thing?
Yeah. It's just, I realize.
I bought it in The Matrix. I didn't buy it in this movie.
Well, I was fine with it. It just out of nowhere. This skill set is pretty impressive, and then the way he evades at the very end is like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, okay. The timing of this is really fortuitous for you.
I'll give it to you that you can figure it out. I can't give it to you. You be professional, being able to elude people like that.
No, not like that. But at the same time, that was still the most successful of those for me.
Yeah. All right. What's the second question that he has?
It was that coming of age.
Any funny stories around girls when you were kids or adults? What does that mean? Like girls, like coming of age with girls, or like a dating thing?
I remember I had a girlfriend when I was like 15.
Yeah.
And she wore so much makeup that we were making out once, and she brushed her cheek along my left shoulder.
Yeah.
And permanently stained my white T-shirt. I could never get that makeup out because we were out in the
She marked you, man.
the middle of the day, and then I didn't get to wash it until later that night. And at
Yeah.
that point, it just apparently had dyed the cotton. That shit
Yeah.
is happening.
I think I remember there was a girl that I had a thing for. Here's the thing: I'm kind of a nerdy guy. Well, I'm a nerdy guy, and even back then, I was kind of nerdy at school, and I would wear like the fucking polo shirts tucked into the fucking jeans or tucked into the slacks or khaki pants, and I had a thing for the rocker girls. I had a thing for the heavy metal girls. Like
Sure.
I just had
Makes all the sense in the world.
yeah, it just had a thing about him. And then there was this one girl who was in a lot of my classes. We'd have occasional conversations. We'd see she was a skinny, like she was kind of dark skinned, like olive skinned, with this incredibly long, fantastic tease to the fucking sky, Aquanet black hair. And she wore like the leather jacket and everything. One day we're in the library. And like I said, we'd had occasional conversations. Maybe I was learning how to flirt because I think I was 15 or 16. And we're in the library and we're just standing there and she's holding a book or whatever. And I just walk in and I see her holding a book and I'll walk up and just start talking to her. And then we get closer and closer. We're talking. And then we just start fucking rage making out there in the aisle
Okay.
of the school library, the high school library. And I remember that was like a hell of an experience for me,
course.
Understanding how passionate I can actually be about this making out thing. And we were just going, she had an incredible tongue. Like, it was a fantastic making out session. But I remember afterwards, we would occasionally see each other, it's not going to work. We're just from two different things. But we had an attraction for whatever reason. And I was surprised that she found me attractive because I was a nerdy kid, so
maybe vice versa for her.
yeah, true, maybe. But I wish I could remember her name, man. I think if I saw her in a yearbook, I might remember her name. But it was a fucking awesome experience. So that's, as a coming of age thing, that's certainly one that sticks in my mind.
But yeah, I was more leaning for the awkward of just the. And you were like, dude, she had a fantastic tongue. Okay, it's a story to tell. I didn't know it was coming.
I just mean it was just an explosion. Like, it was like,
I think we all assumed that.
Yeah.
Look, if we want to go down that route, sure, it's not a problem. I met a girl once at a party in college and went back to her place, whatever. We kind of started dating after that, but she kept a claw-footed tub in her room.
What is that?
So it's those old, like, porcelain bathtubs, but they have claw feet coming down that usually are resting like on a ball made of metal or other things. But like, my wife likes those tubs, and I like them too.
Right.
But she just had it in the middle of her room, and she would sit in it. And it was the weirdest fucking thing because she did it in front of me one time, just kind of sat in it to relax and was talking to me. And I was like, this is strange.
This is very weird.
This is strange. Did I hang around for a little bit longer? Yes. Were there specific reasons for that? Of course there were. But it was, just walking in and there's a tub and you don't say anything for a while.
Of course.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be the asshole.
Right.
But eventually you have to ask about the tub. Why is there a tub in here? It's basically my relaxation zone. How did you figure that out?
Yeah. What was the clue?
Yeah.
That made you feel like this is the way?
Leaving home your freshman year, were you just longing to have a tub in your dorm room the whole time, knowing you had it at home, or did you get like some provision in there? I don't even know.
I must have this.
It was weird.
All right. What's that? Tyler Spots? Are we skipping that new show idea?
Well, let's click it to see what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's hold that.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. Thank you, Mr. Keith Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
From Tyler Spots.
Tyler
Says, hi, John and Matt. I had a topic in mind for y'all that I think would be a lot of fun to listen to. Perhaps you could dedicate a show to some of your favorite movies or movies that inspired your love of the art form. I know that your favorite films are from listening to the show, but I don't think you've ever really discussed your second or third favorites. I thought this would be fun to listen to since it's always nice to hear y'all talk about the things that you're really passionate about. Thanks for taking the time to read my suggestion, and I hope you like it. Thank you for all the great content. Take care, Tyler Spots.
Boom.
Well, the topic in mind is basically you're creating a show for us, Tyler.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we move on from that? We could discuss that amongst ourselves.
Okay. You don't want to just throw a movie out there for him to answer?
Well, he says perhaps you could dedicate a show to,
Yeah.
some of your favorite movies or a movie that inspires.
So like maybe a show where we don't do a countdown, we just talk about.
Yeah, for Patreon, maybe we'll
Yeah.
just choose,
Yeah.
some sort of topic and we'll go deeper into that.
Yeah, because we've never done our top 10 favorite movies because it'd be impossible to do.
It is.
list.
You can't make a final. So maybe just
Right.
a special one-off and
where we just talk about our top 10.
do it for Patreon only.
That
Just
might work. Yeah.
Yeah. Here it is. We're not going to create, but this is, or maybe we try.
Yeah.
Maybe we try. I don't know how we fucking do that. That coin is going to get a lot of use that day. A lot of use. There's going to be rigged coin allegations more than once.
Truth.
Yeah.
True.
So that could be a fun show. Maybe we'll do that for Patreon.
We might even shock ourselves and have a couple of the common ones. You never know.
Maybe, but I sincerely doubt it.
I do too.
Well, I can think of one,
Okay.
but it'd be one or two, but there's a specific reason for that. Anywho.
So these are new show topics. Should we skip those? Or no?
I think that's a regular topic show, yeah.
Okay. And then, so what do we jump into? Ryan Flake?
No, I just clicked on it right before. It was... Oh, no. That's a... Click on the first one that says that.
New
I've
show
already
topics?
clicked. Yeah.
All right, greetings. Some ideas to play with. Okay, so are these topics?
It's fine. Yeah, this is a straight topic.
All right.
So this is from Matthew Hasso. I think it's your turn to read.
No, you go ahead because the Tyler one wasn't an authentic one.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
go ahead.
Greetings. Some ideas to play with. First question is, what property has a chance of matching what the MCU is doing? We already know the DC Well, he says "f you" isn't up to the task. How dare you, Hasso, bringing curse words into this already?
They're calling it the DC film universe, so they're calling it DCFU is how people are calling it.
Really?
It's not official. It's not official, but people have taken to calling it that.
Well, yeah, because it has been a fuck you for a lot of these
Basically,
movies.
yeah,
So
agreed.
I would hope they fight that and be like, "This is not what we're calling it, guys.
Right.
This is not a GIF situation. We're specifically calling this not a few."
It goes between DCU and DCFU now because no one wants because they say that it's not the DCEU anymore.
Because the EU is dumb.
yeah, they use dumb.
MCU, like I realize you don't want to go DCU because you feel like you're just copying.
You're right.
But at the same time, it's kind of now an industry standard for might as well use it.
Yep, exactly.
Unfortunately, everybody calls Kleenexes, even though they're tissues from
Right.
every other company.
or
But
Coke. Coke. Yeah. It
Yeah.
could be Pepsi or anything.
you just got to adapt sometimes. It sucks. You're giving them free publicity, but supersede them.
Yeah.
We could be calling the DCUs instead of MCUs.
That's fair. All right.
Anybody you think is up to that task who could take them down?
What property has a chance of matching what the MCU is doing? I think Star Wars. And I don't mean the current iteration. I mean
Down the line?
Yeah, Benioff and Weiss, what Ryan Johnson is doing, what John Favreau is doing with The Mandalorian, and then what may end up happening with the Diego Luna one, the Cassian Andor series. If those start to bring back the fans back into the love of Star Wars and we don't have to deal with the Skywalker bullshit anymore, I think there's real possibilities to match what Marvel's done. Because I don't think DC will 100% do it. I just don't. But I think they'll come close. I think they'll have hits and then they might even have a home run. But I don't think they'll have consistency.
No. Well,
Where I think Star Wars might, because it feels like what Kathleen Kennedy is saying now going forward is that she wants Ryan Johnson and Benioff and Weiss to build their separate trilogies. They want them to be connected, so they're all talking and creating the mythology and the lore together. So everybody's on the same fucking page, which was the problem with this current iteration of Star Wars was that JJ
Oh, yeah.
did the first one, left, now comes back.
yeah, and now, by all accounts, is trying to gloss over
Yes,
the flaws that he
what
saw
Ryan
in the
did
second
in-
one
yeah,
for
yeah.
his overall arc
Yeah,
of this series.
exactly.
I think, of those two options, Star Wars has a much, much better chance in that we've already put it film-wise in a
Yeah.
different category
Yes.
than DC movies. So we're willing to give it more and more chances because we want it, as a populace, nothing more for to succeed. You
Yeah.
know, we want it to be a hit. We want it to be amazing. DC, it's almost like an added bonus because they've given us so much mediocrity to shit.
Yeah.
Occasionally they send out like a gem, and then it goes right back to, why am I fucking watching this?
Yeah.
And it sucks because, technically that's what my favorite was as a kid growing up. But movie-wise, it's not even close.
Yeah. And I also think they're not tied, if they're creating a new mythology, Matt, they're not tied to, this isn't my Superman, this isn't my Green Lantern. They can just create it all from scratch. And so there's certain
could.
freedom in that. Right, they could.
You're right. And that could
hope
be,
so.
that could be a blueprint for success. I just don't trust them because, and I'm not too keen on the Star Wars because outside of Rogue One,
Yeah.
I got a lot of problems with
Yep.
all of them. And the
I
people that have
understand
the
that.
problems with Rogue One, I understand what you're saying, but
Yeah.
it's still way more successful to me than that last one drove me nuts.
Yeah, me too.
It's just, why is this happening? Why is this happening?
Yeah. Why are there mama jokes in Star Wars?
Yeah.
For fuck's sakes?
Why do we have this stupid Monte Carlo scene
Yeah.
where we go to, okay, there's war profiteers. Why? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
People over here can move shit with metachlorians. Why do I care about something that's like my life? Yes, there are bad people of course there's profiteers on this.
Right.
It was so annoying. And then these horse-like things, and they set the horses
that whole
free.
thing. Yeah, the
and-
whole Cantu bite scene is ridiculous.
it's just
And then what was the point of Benicio del Toro even being in the movie if in the long run he was just going to screw them over and leave?
he was a convenience.
Yeah, that's what he was.
Because they go to Monte Carlo and
Yeah.
they can't get the guy they need.
Yeah.
So I assumed when Benicio makes his pivot, I was like, he was working for the Empire the whole time, and they were
Right.
keeping tabs on these two. No,
No.
he just happened to be in the same prison cell, the only dude that could hack into this.
Right, exactly.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I agree thoroughly. Okay, which actor or actress are you surprised isn't bigger, or do you want to move on?
No, I'll answer that.
Okay.
Well, you go first this time.
What actor or actress are you surprised isn't bigger? But bigger by what definition? Do you mean bigger by not by note, by being people know them, or do you mean bigger by box office? Because Fassbender is the surprise in terms of box office.
Yeah.
Because he's an incredible actor, and no one goes to see his movies outside of X-Men.
Well, because he's done a lot of bad.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
He's honestly going to be out of our lives as a leading man here real quick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah, because he's so good. He'll end up being ensemble things, may end up even in don't be surprised to see him in a TV series, like a gritty TV series down the road. But like as a lead, I think it's done. I think Guy Pearce is an interesting guy too, because with LA Confidential and Memento, you thought this guy could be around for a while, and he really rarely ever leads anything. So that's
that we see. He does a bunch of Australian stuff.
Yes, right, exactly.
But like Prometheus would be the last biggest.
Yeah, good point.
And that they put him in makeup.
Yeah.
Why they didn't just cast an old man? Nothing against Guy Pearce.
Right.
But it was.
That's a good point.
The makeup just looked so fake.
Ironically, both of them are in that, Fassbender as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Fassbender's had a lot of misses.
Yeah.
So he had the Alien series, no. He had that Snowman, whatever the fuck, no.
Yeah.
The Assassin's Creed, no.
Yeah.
Like Prometheus and Assassin's Creed, that's two separate franchises that you don't have. Right. So people are going to stop banking on you. He's going to be Clive Owen. He's going to be Eric Bana.
Good call. Yep. Yeah. Josh Lucas. All these guys that could have
guys that had a shot, but they just never got the box office. So we got to move on.
Yeah.
Sucks because you're a good actor. I
don't know if there's an actress that's. I think actresses that are good get work. Like they get work. I mean, you can argue African American, like Sanaa Lathan doesn't work enough or doesn't get as much respect like as Regina King does. Regina works all the time, but she's also banging on doors like crazy as a producer and
and she's always good.
Yeah, she's always good.
Nothing against anybody else, just like you know what you're getting with her, which is just solid quality work.
You know who I wish wasn't as big as they are, as or at least as respected, is Eva Longoria. Nothing she does is worth a damn.
Yeah, but who holds her in the same
I don't know. ABC keeps giving her these primetime shows.
But we're talking about all these other actors might have to go to TV, like you brought up with, and she's a TV actress that did a couple movies, but she's a TV actress.
I wish she could do more with her power. I wish she could create better content with her powers. Latinos rarely get a shot to do ABC shows. You see, like Shonda Rhimes is killing it with her shows. I would like to have a Latina Shonda Rhimes, and it sure as fuck isn't Eva Longoria. So she always reverts that soap opera bullshit that drives me nuts.
So Shonda Rhimes does?
Oh no, but you got lawyers and doctors. It's not devious fucking maids.
But I watch Grey's with my wife a decent amount.
Yeah,
I've seen half to 2/3 of like a lot of episodes because I'll finish or whatever, get home and she's watching. So I'll just sit down and we'll talk and watch. But I love it every time after the first 2 episodes. I'm like, so is this the only hospital in America that the percentage of female doctors is like 82%? I mean, there's female doctors left and right, and be like, I know they make up a large percentage of the workforce. But in no hospital in America is it fair. Like almost everywhere you look.
Right.
And
you're not complaining that there's no. You're saying that it's not realistic.
The unrealistic, I grew up in hospitals. My dad's a doctor. My mom's a nurse. My aunt is a nurse. I've been in a lot of hanging out after school, whatever. I got to go hang at my dad's office for a while.
Right.
And so I've been in a decent number, more than the average person. Gone with my dad to clinics a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Doing all that stuff. It's just I've never seen it. Never seen it. So right there, I'm taken out of the reality and it's the formula of every show, but it's supremely effective.
Yeah. Yep.
Just, it ends on a song and then either is it going to be bittersweet or they're going to wrap things up. But they have like 7 storylines going throughout.
Right.
About all these different, characters interacting. Mm-hmm. And it's weird because I'll disappear for a while and then I'll see one like a season later and just she's adopted 2 kids and then that dude got in a car crash and it's a soap opera.
Well, it's amazing how that whole first crew of people ended up. Like almost by default, what's her name from Grey's Anatomy, the main actress?
I always talking about
forget her name. She's kind of endured the whole thing because she never left the show, right? Patrick Dempsey left the show, and now he's riddled with these accusations that he was abusive and aggressive on set with female actresses, including her. She came out and said that Isaiah Washington got pushed off the show for apparently making homophobic comics. comments about T.R. Knight. T.R. Knight is nowhere to be seen since he left the show.
No.
And Heigl is persona non grata in Hollywood. So it's fascinating how the original guy, and McDreamy, I don't know where that guy is other than The Last Ship. And Rebecca Gayheart, she's gone too.
I know this much. McDreamy is what's his nuts?
Oh, McSteamy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, McSteamy.
Eric Drake, I think his name was.
Eric Drake.
That's such a great name.
That's a soap opera name. I'm Eric Drake. Just a fucking Dallas-like name.
Dallas. That's a good name too. Granite Stone. I am Granite Stone.
Perfect. So it's the Flintstones version.
Yeah, right. Of the things you might know me from.
Are there any other actresses, or are there any that are big that you don't think should be? I mean, you said the Eva Longoria, but I mean, I've never been a huge fan of. Oh shoot,
who?
I'm having a senior day.
Yeah, I know. It's a Sunday, man.
Juno.
Ellen Page.
Yeah. I only see her in whatever role she's
Right.
performing in. So for me, it's just like I don't get it because all I see is the person Ellen Page. I never buy the character.
Yeah.
I just see Ellen Page in every movie because it just doesn't vary for me.
Right.
I realize I'm alone because she keeps getting work.
Yeah.
But that's one where it's just like, man, I don't get it because to me that's a cardboard cutout. I'm just bored.
Yeah. Interesting. We had her on an interview with Christian. He did a one-on-one with her. She's very engaging in terms of she's a knowledgeable person. She's very smart about things that she knows.
I'm not denigrating her.
Right. But when you watch the interview, you're like, she's doing the same thing on camera.
Okay.
She's very relaxed kind of delivery. That's the same thing you see her do on camera. So what you're saying is, when you cast Ellen Page, you're going to get Ellen Page.
Yeah.
Right.
But usually it's like a character-y thing version. Right. Or if it's going to be leading man, but akin to that, like Michael Cera. But Michael Cera has...
Oh, yeah.
He can bring to life certain characters. Mm-hmm. And with her, it's just like, but I still believe you're just kind of you in this.
Yeah.
I don't ever see you change.
I have an answer for you. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I thought she has been in. Did you ever see
know the name.
Scott Pilgrim? She was the girl in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
When she was first starting out, she was in a couple of things that I really liked her acting in.
She was in The Thing.
Yes,
was she in Sky
the
High?
The prequel of Thing. Yes, and she was in Sky High. So I liked her in all these projects, and I thought for sure, that eventually, because she's beautiful, I thought for sure she would be moving into bigger and bigger things, but she doesn't. And her second season or third season of Fargo with Ewan McGregor, she's incredible in that season as an actress. You're just like, how is this person not booking the ingenue roles in so many of these films? I don't understand, because she's a good fucking actress.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. She's the one that I wish was bigger than she actually is.
Well, my guess is she'll be, if she gets the break, she'll be an Amy Adams.
Yeah.
You put her in it, she is just gold. Doesn't matter the type of the genre, whether it's going to be like the DCU we were talking about, or something like Arrival, like she always does a great job.
Yeah.
Any movie you put her in.
Well, she's about to be in that Birds of Prey movie as the Huntress, but then again, she's like third billing in the movie. She's not the lead, which is Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
So why? What is? I always wonder why she can't get there. So, all right. Do you want to jump on the next? Do we jump into the next one?
Sure.
Okay. This is Johanna again. Oh, we already did that one. Okay. So let's move on to Ryan Flake. Well, we already did, didn't we? Ryan Flake, he says, I had been hoping for a recap and review, but in lieu of that, I would love to hear you guys talk about the Deadwood movie. Did it satisfy you as fellow longtime fans of the show? Didn't we do one? We didn't do a review?
I don't think so, did we?
I thought we did.
Dude, I don't know. My life is blending so close to guys to pull it up for Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, some of these got sent in a little while back, and some of them were sent in very, very recently.
Oh, right.
So we're getting a mix here. To search through the posts. I hate using a trackpad on fucking. I'm so used to. I got a wireless mouse like everybody else.
Yep.
Did we?
No, we didn't.
No.
How did we not do a Deadwood review?
Well, because I think it was honestly we already
timing?
taped. Yeah, the timing of it.
Okay.
And by the time it's something along those lines.
Yeah, we don't even have any of them scheduled.
No.
Fascinating. Okay. Well, we should talk about it. What was your feeling?
Well, spoilers.
Right. If you haven't seen the Deadwood movie,
Yeah. If you haven't seen it,
you can skip ahead 5 minutes.
Tune out. It was really nice to be back amongst friends.
Yeah,
It was.
a great way to put it. Yeah,
But as somebody else I know, summated it, and I think it's kind of perfect. They basically fit an entire season's worth of stuff into the span of a weekend in Deadwood. So the statehood, you've got a wedding, you've got Hearst, you got Hearst getting arrested again.
Right.
And then some people are saying, oh, it's unsatisfying because he's been arrested before. And then people are like, oh, if you mirror back from the first one, we open with, Bullock still in Montana and he hangs a man because there's a posse outside trying to kill him. And that's basically the best justice he can serve. We close it, we bookend it with him still serving justice.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I get that. It was really fun, but at the same time, I don't think it ever would have fulfilled my hopes.
Yeah.
Unless I wanted way more Swearingen.
Yeah.
Way more. But you have to fit in all these, like Jane showing back up and, having nice moments. You got to get Dan and you got to get so many different peripheral characters. Friggin' a marriage, a birth.
Yeah.
It was a lot to digest.
I don't disagree with you in that way that I still enjoyed the movie to pieces, like you said. Being back with the old gang was great. To see them 10 years later, to see how everyone's kind of aged in certain ways. Charlie Utter, to see Utter so much more thinner because he's older,
Yeah.
Robin Weigert, I thought, didn't miss a beat as Calamity Jane. She was fantastic. Kim Dickens, they kind of put to the sideline, and I really enjoyed Kim Dickens on the show.
Yeah, but there's only so much time.
Exactly.
Once you get past him, then you still have John Hawkes.
Yeah.
And you have his wife now, Trixie. And
Yep.
you have to focus on them.
You do.
And then you got the Bullock home life you have to get to.
Yeah, Anna Camp barely said a word.
Exactly. But that's the best you can really use her because in the show she was only sporadically used.
Yeah.
But you need her in there. But that means also the movie has to spend time with her.
Yeah.
Like we didn't get a lot of Doc.
No, we didn't. We had a great beginning for Doc.
Yeah.
And then only the occasional burst. Even Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones just had a little cameo, in
which is
essence.
what they were like, this is enough. 'Cause
Yeah,
You got
You're kind
convicted.
of be thankful you're in this.
Yeah, at
on
all.
some level.
At all.
Yeah, it's kind of risky for us. We could take heat.
Yeah.
for just putting you in this.
Yeah. Well, you had her reliving the days of Wild Bill again, which was her thing, obviously constantly. But 10 years later, still caught up in the Wild Bill thing. That seemed a bit weird. But Gerald McRaney looked like he hadn't aged a fucking day, man.
No, he's looked like that since Major Dad.
Yeah, I was
he's just a
so
little thicker
shocked. Yeah. But it was great to see him going back and forth with Swearingen and going back and forth with Oliphant. That was great. That scene where he's standing on the balcony after, and they shoot his dudes, and he's just standing there and goes, you and I are going to have a go around, and I suspect you will. And I love that great back and forth, But yeah, overall, it was great to be back. I think I would have loved another season.
Yeah, that's an entire
over a
season's
movie.
worth.
Yeah. You make a great point.
Yeah, a marriage, a birth,
Yeah.
statehood, fucking.
Yeah. Business practices that cost the death of a major character.
Yeah.
All that could have been explored so much more
Yeah, that's an
thoroughly.
entire episode.
Oh,
the
2 or
Charlie
3.
Utter stuff.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Well, yeah, you need at least one to build to it, if not 2,
Yep.
to eventually set the stakes for. Wow, I can't believe this just fucking happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just a lot to ingest. I'm happy they did it. It was fantastic.
Me
it means,
too.
It means more Deadwood for me to watch the rest of my life.
yeah, true.
So
All right, what's our next one?
it would be right above that, which is what? Wiley Todd.
Wiley Todd.
And Wiley Todd just says, hello, John and Matt. My name is Wiley, huge fan. If you guys could own a signed poster to hang up in your home, what would it be?
Ooh. Damn, that's a good question.
So it could be signed by anything. So we're talking about movies, sports, TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't specify.
No, he didn't. It could be signed anything. Whatever you wanted. Who's... Like, what if you had a handbill from a time Abe Lincoln was given a public speech and you had an autograph on that?
That's nice.
I'm just saying, like, with poster, because this is wide open. So now you
Right.
can go back. How long have we been using posters?
Yeah.
And then maybe
maybe-
go back further,
Abe Lincoln signing a poster at the Ford Theater for the play he got shot at.
perhaps.
That would totally make
mean,
millions.
Yeah. Fuck, that's a good one.
I would take a signed Babe Ruth jersey post it up as a poster, like hang up in a thing, in a frame.
What about, I think I'd prefer to have this, the Muhammad when he's standing over Sonny Liston.
Oh yeah.
If you had his wraps underneath his glove, and that's just behind frame, but it's not a poster, so I'm kind of cheating on that.
Well, if you have the picture there, then it's a poster.
Okay, well, sure, I'll take that as well. I like the idea of the wraps better because it's just like the sweat. If there's any blood from Knuckles, like you actually see the fight more so than the gloves.
Right. Do you have a Michael Jordan poster? Does that mean anything? Like getting it signed?
Sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would rather go back for a Lincoln or something that's really
that's fucking awesome.
super, super interesting.
Got it.
What do
I
you
would take an original Declaration of Independence signed by everybody.
Signed by everybody?
Signed by everybody. Dang,
Well, that's worth a lot. That's
I
for
would
damn
take
sure.
that. I would take that one.
Okay, fine. I'll take the Magna Carta. I think that's one that's worth a little bit more.
Fair.
Yeah, you want to do that. Some poster from Caesar or from...
Oh. How about the wanted poster for Jesus, signed by Jesus before he goes?
Signed by Jesus. What? As he's got the cross on him and he's taking it up the hill.
Oh my God!
There's
Jesus,
people
can you
inside. and
sign
he's
this?
just- He takes a stop, stops for a second, reaches over his sides, goes back. Actually, he can't, so he just has to reach from where he's at.
Yeah, right.
They have to put the.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Is that you? Holy shit! Can you sign this for me?
We're gonna get some shit for that.
Probably. We're just joking. It's
What
just
are you gonna
jokes. It's just jokes, people.
Yeah, how long have we had paper or papyrus? We could go back a ways. We could go back a ways. Ramesses II.
Ramses.
The day he executed 1,000 slaves. I've got the official scroll from that day.
You know what I would take is a signed poster of WrestleMania 3, Hogan and Andre the Giant both signing that.
Okay.
Because that was a great fucking
Well, I mean, look,
life-changing match.
you got the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov over in the corner.
That's going into the donation bin. We're taking that to Goodwill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does it have any value online?
No, not really. Yeah.
Mass produced.
A friend, yeah, totally. Friend gave it to me he's like, hey, I'm getting rid of it. And I held it for a while in my house because his girlfriend made him get rid of it. And ironically, so is mine. So it's going away.
Oh, dude, I've been selling stuff on eBay
Yeah?
just because we got a clean house.
You got to teach me how to do that, man. I have so much stuff to sell that I can't get anywhere going.
I kept concert tickets for a certain period of my life.
Right.
But there are all these specialty fish tickets from the 2 summer tours I did. And then I have the wristbands, and I had a playbill from a Halloween show in Vegas that I
Right.
went to and all that stuff. So I put it up online, and I got $153.
Wow.
It got into a bidding war.
Holy shit.
Well, it's just because some of this is like you cannot get this anywhere else.
Right.
They were only giving out the night of. If you're a huge fan, the playbill alone is worth like $50-$60.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know at the time. I just put it up for $55. I was like, maybe I get lucky because
Right.
I looked up to see what the tickets were worth. It was like it looks like people are getting like $10, $15 a piece.
Wow.
And I've got 14, 15, 16 just in that variety alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, made a good little. Sold some
man.
CDs.
Oh, shit.
Online. Just look up.
All right.
Find out if anything has value. Throw it up.
Done and done.
Yeah, easy. You can buy the shipping label from eBay, and they actually give you a discount on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get rid of that television, the 3D TV that I have.
I thought you finally had somebody on the hook for that
I
piece.
did. I've had 3 separate people on the hook, and every single time they back out at the end.
Because nobody wants a 3D TV, man.
I know, man. Someone offered me $400 for it, and I was like, all right, $400, fine, just get it out of here. And then they balked on Saturday a couple weeks ago. We're like, no, I'm good. Never mind. I found something else. Blah, blah. I was like, damn it.
What were you asking?
I started out at $750 because they don't have them anymore. And
There's a reason for that.
but the laser discs are of high value too because people have an affinity for them. So I
Okay.
thought if people bought a lot of 3D content, maybe they'd want to still be able to watch it. So a Samsung 3D television, 60-inch 3D television in great condition, I'll let you know, I thought would sell. But as it's dropped on the WhatsApp app or whatever the app is. WhatsApp, is that what it is?
I mean, there's a messaging service called WhatsApp.
Oh, no, not that. That's a different thing. What is this? OfferUp. I had it on OfferUp, and you put pictures and people because like Lindley has sold so many things on OfferUp. I don't know. I told her to sell it like for me, and she won't do it because like people just come bombard her with requests. So
Throw it up.
I'm gonna try eBay. That's not a bad idea.
Just mark it for local pickup only.
Yeah.
So
Good
then
call.
it narrows it down, and you can keep it up there for as long as it needs to be.
Yeah.
And just put up 500 or best offer. You'll
yeah,
probably
that's
get your 400 or maybe 350.
Right.
And then they'll come fucking pick it up. But basically, it's a signed contract once they agree to it.
Yeah, right.
So
The money comes in.
yeah, so you just throw it up.
It's not a bad idea.
I think the longest you could do on that is like 14 days, and then you basically just have to click a button to then restart the process
renew it? Okay.
over again. I think it's 14 days.
Okay.
7 is their standard.
We'll see. All right. Should we jump into the next one? Louis Berrigan, right?
Sure,
Okay. I'm reading, right? Am I right?
go for it.
Louis Berrigan, hi guys. As you both do stand-up comedy. Yeah,
Yep.
no. Nope. Matt knows the stand-up comedy.
One and the same.
I visit.
One and the same.
I was wondering if you had any recommendations to films featuring fictionalized stand-up comedians. Oh, that's a good question.
I mean,
This is a Matt knows question.
well, look, some people like Punchline,
Oh yeah, the Tom Hanks one.
and then there's funny people.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
the
I didn't mind that one actually. I know people bashed it, but I didn't mind.
the Apatow. I just don't think there's not really a good one. If you're gonna watch anything, just watch any of the documentaries and stuff like that.
Yeah, Comedian, the Jerry Seinfeld
Yeah.
documentary is incredible.
It's a good one. What was your favorite moment? Because I have one specific favorite moment.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Something to do with Orny. When they go into Orny's place and
Oh.
his mania is shown to you in all those books and notebooks, like he is one step away from Kevin Spacey in Seven. Like he really, you're just like looking at it going, this is madness.
He's anal retentive.
Yes,
to say the least.
By the way, but very fun. Like his special I saw 2 years ago, I told you that like it was funny as fuck. That was on Showtime. I couldn't believe how funny it was, considering how much of a jerk he comes off as in the documentary. So
Yeah, I don't know if because you could say like, oh, the editing worked against him.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
At the same time, she's like, man, he just kept giving them examples.
that's the thing. It can't work against you
Yeah.
at that consistent of a level unless you're giving him a lot. Of
yeah.
things.
Well, and a lot of them were long takes.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, here we are set up in this area, and you were just kind of manically pacing around for a while,
Right.
talking and whatnot, and laying out in the street.
Right.
And my favorite moment, though, I think Seinfeld was doing a show with Tom Papa. It was upstate New York.
Okay.
And he gets exacerbated with the crowd because they won't shut up. And he gets backstage, he turns to Papa, and he's like, how fucking big do you have to be for him then to shut the fuck up? And it's just so nice of, even at his level, because there are nights, man,
Of
where you're just
course.
like, shut the fuck up. It's rare, though, in a club.
yeah.
Especially with him.
Because they come to see you, right? Right. They come
Yeah.
to see you guys.
You are a huge name.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's one of the best parts about comedy. You can tell people to shut the fuck up and kick them out.
I had that in Houston. And again, I'm visiting. Matt Nost is the stand-up comedian here. I'm visiting, but I had but once you feel the confidence on stage, then you feel that impulse to call people out when they're not paying attention or they're not focused. And a couple of times I had that to do that in Houston, and I kind of enjoyed it. It was an interesting experience, You don't always want to. You don't want to do that because you can alienate the audience, I'm sure. But when they're being disrespectful, that's a whole other ball game.
Yeah, no, this is, something utterly different.
Would you recommend the Louis series? Because those snippets where he's at that's a real window into like interaction with stand-up comedians.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that series.
Yeah.
The first few seasons, especially, because I vividly remember watching those.
Yeah. Those were my favorite scenes. Were the scenes with the other stand-ups when they were sitting around at the table afterwards, and or outside the club sitting on the steps, like tearing each other to pieces. I couldn't get into Still Standing. I tried. I couldn't get into it as much. The Pete Holmes one. Did you watch that one or no?
No.
Yeah. Do you hate watching shit with like? Do you go? I lived it. Why the fuck do I want to watch it?
It's just a lot of like crashing. It's like
That's the one I meant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Crashing. That's the Pete Holmes one.
it's just like this doesn't really remind me of anything. Sometimes,
Yeah.
but I didn't watch all that much of it because it's like I don't really need like I'm Dying Up Here. I didn't watch any of it.
Oh yeah.
And I knew several people on that show, but my wife watched it, so I saw bits and pieces here and there, and thankfully I got to see all the people I know, and they all did really well. In fact, one of them I was like, I put you in the argument for what I saw.
Yeah.
One of the best, if not the best, consistently.
Wow.
Yeah, he was really good.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool, but I couldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just not really my cup of tea.
Understood.
Yeah, I've done it for a long time, so I don't really want to watch it.
Yeah.
And watch a facsimile, and then it's not the same thing.
It's like when I watch Barry in those acting classes. I fucking get PTSD, man. Because I remember being in those acting classes. I'm like, it's the last thing I want to see profiled on it. It's like, I don't want to see any of that.
Yeah.
Because I remember having to do that bullshit and the conversations you have with yourself so that you keep doing that bullshit. And it's just like, and what you have to deal with and the people's like issues that they bring, all their fucking mommy and daddy issues they bring into the room. And you're just like, oh man, I can't. I just can't. Watching it on Barry, I literally go insane. Poor Lindley, when she watches with me, she's just like, honey, I don't know how you did that for 15 years. And I'm like, yeah.
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 I've never been to an acting class, so I don't.
You would have a field
I was told before I got here, listen, to be in commercials, you don't need to know how to act.
Nope.
And I was like, okay. And it was from a guy who'd been in numerous movies, TV shows. Mm-hmm. There's another comic I knew, and he was like, you have such a good, white guy look. You do not need to take classes.
Yeah.
You should be able to book.
Just
and I was
be
like,
natural.
Okay. All right.
That's all I need.
Yeah. And, I just did things that came natural, and eventually I landed some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you don't need to be able to act. So I never went to acting class.
Good.
Yeah. I don't, as of right now, when I was doing that, I didn't have aspirations to do, like, I don't need to be a big thespian actor. It's like, no, thank you.
I like the female one they did with Whoopi and Joan and all them. That was really good. That documentary on the female stand-ups. I was like shocked at the shit they go through.
I don't know that I saw that one.
Yeah, Sarah Silverman. They had a bunch of people on there. All right, what's our next one?
From Jonathan Peck, and says, Dear John and Matt, I'm going to ask you guys a simple question. What are your top 5 favorite ensemble casts from a TV show?
Ooh.
I'm not including miniseries or TV movies.
Okay.
Here's his picks. 90s era SNL, Parks and Rec, The Sopranos, Community, The Office US version. Thanks for answering my question. P.S. I hope you guys will do a live top 10 show in Washington, D.C. someday.
I would love to do that.
It's always possible.
I could go home. That would be nice. Casts. I would say Deadwood. Immediately as we spoke about it.
West Wing.
Certainly the West Wing.
Because that takes a very specific actor to be able to ping pong around all those lines at a mile a minute.
I agree. I said Cheers. I would say the Cheers cast.
Okay.
With Kirstie Alley. I know people love the Shelley Long one. I have affinity for Kirstie Alley more. I enjoyed how she was able to hold her own with all of them.
I like them both.
Yeah.
I watched Kirstie's in real time. I caught like the end of Shelley's because I was young. Mm-hmm. And then I've gone back to watch the Shelley. I'm more used to the Kirstie's, so those are, to me, more reminiscent of what Cheers is. I would say something like The Wire, but there's not a ton of crossover.
Right.
So there's like several different ensembles.
Yeah, that whole second season barely touches any of the
and it goes to a new...
first.
That's honestly the closest to an ensemble because it kind of just focuses on the shipyard.
Yep.
Primarily. There's still other aspects, whereas season 1 and then 3 and thereafter, it's you have the crime, you have the cops, you have politicians, you have...
in the newspaper.
Yeah, newspaper eventually. And you have
I
all
love
these,
that one.
That one to me is where it falls apart.
Really?
It goes from great pantheon to this is really good.
Yeah, okay.
There's just a couple of times it's like, wow, this really violates how you set up these characters. Mm-hmm. What was it? They ran that illegal wiretap, but it was the cop that used to make the
I see
toy furniture and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he gets in bed with McNulty, even though he knows McNulty is basically the devil on everybody's shoulder because he's the devil on his own shoulder.
Right.
And they run that illegal wiretap, and it's just like, he would never in a million years. He's the one that stood up to McNulty.
Yeah.
He was like, you need to stop your shit in previous seasons, and kind of helped him write it when he eventually got married and whatnot.
Yeah.
He saw the wisdom of what people were trying to tell him, and then come back. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was still engaging, but
Yeah, I understand that. That makes sense. That actually does make a lot of sense.
let's see what other like big ones, because Breaking Bad's not big enough, I don't think, is ensemble wise.
You know, I'll throw in Golden Girls.
Yeah,
That's one of the tightest shows I've ever watched, man. Scripts wise, performance wise, comedy wise, drama wise. Really fantastic show.
Veep.
Yeah, Veep is great.
that takes a very specific type of actor to be able to rifle off insults. Sometimes it's. I say Deadwood is Shakespearean vulgarity. On some level, Veep is because they find ways to denigrate individuals. Instead of calling them an asshole, they'll think of a more obtuse way to get to it. And once the punch lands, you're like, that was so brutal. And that's just one in a scene that's going to have 6 more.
Yep.
And at times you're just aghast, like, wow, that is a good cut down.
Yeah.
Followed by, that's an even better cut down. I mean,
I love it when they had like that joke off at Jonah's expense, the nickname off.
oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I was literally on the floor laughing so fucking hard I couldn't catch my breath.
That dude used to run casting sessions for commercials.
What?
I remember him. Did you ever go to that commercial casting place above Hooters in Santa Monica?
Yes.
Down on the promenade?
Yes. I've been there two or three times. Yes.
So he was...
Remember that shit.
I had him for 2 or 3 that I got
Okay.
avails on, but I didn't book on 2 of them, and I got a call back on the other one. But I just remember him because he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
And you remember the casting directors that know how to speak to you?
Yeah.
Like the other one, what is it, Knowles? What's her first name?
Oh, yeah.
Kathy Knowles?
Kathy Knowles.
Her place in Santa Monica. I never booked anything out of there, but they had the best casting directors because they could just be like, give it to me like this.
Yeah.
They would sense who you were and just give you great direction and be like, boom. And they're like, yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
But you knew that's what they wanted.
Right.
And there were other times it was nice because a couple times I couldn't get it. And they're like, nah, like not today kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, right. I just not.
Can't find it.
There wasn't judgment. It was like, I like coming here. I haven't booked with you guys, and it's the furthest drive I have to make.
Yeah.
But I like it every time because I feel like I'm in good hands.
As much as I hated that Santa Monica at 3:30 or 4:30 in the afternoon, I liked auditioning at that place. Me
too.
The one over there at Ocean Park.
I park over by Panera Bread.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, you don't have to pay
Fucking
for
smart.
You don't have to pay as long as you get the 1 block pass. There's
Yeah.
no more metered parking, so now you just got to find street parking that's like 2 hours long.
Yep. I usually would go to the one on Beverly, the one over there above the.
Lamps Plus.
Yeah, above the Lamps Plus. There I was there all the time.
Yeah.
That was like my main one, and then the one over there on La Brea by the pet store, and by the lamps as well. By that.
Which one?
It's a Petco, by the Petco over there. It's
Oh.
on La Brea,
Yeah,
across
yeah.
from that little mini Italian restaurant on the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to go there all the time.
Yeah, no, the one above the Lamps Plus.
Yeah.
So people out there listening, they assume on some level, every once again, you're on a lot or something and you see Roman soldiers walk past and then there's a giraffe and all that stuff. That's the only place where I walked in because it's such a big,
Yeah.
studio, so to speak. They've got 9 rooms?
9 rooms.
10 rooms in this
Yeah.
huge open space. So I've been in there before and be like, there's some sort of emo punk rock thing casting over there. And I was there for this NHL 2K
Oh, nice.
thing, whatever year it was.
Yeah.
They told me show up in full hockey garb. It's the only time they ever told me to do it. I didn't do it. I showed
Yeah.
up and Ellis actually gave me a jersey that was another friend of ours. He's like, just give it back to so-and-so.
Right.
Because we were just handing down jerseys. I don't know anything hockey. But then across, there was something for astronauts and 2 or 3 dudes showed up in astronaut costumes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then across, it was like the one day where it's like, wow, wildly different. But usually it's just a bunch of, they're doing like Latina or maybe Asian family on this.
Right.
And here's the white guy one, and then here's potentially another white guy one, and then here's the young black or Latino guy one.
I hated those moments when you get paired up with somebody who doesn't want to be paired up with you. I hated that feeling, Matt.
Really?
Being full on vulnerable and honest. I fucking hated it when they would assign you someone to be your wife, female actress be your wife. Then she'd walk up to you and she'd be like, oh. And then you'd see it. You'd see them deflate thinking, oh, I don't think this isn't who I wanted to be paired up with. And so you try to make it work, but you could feel your ego and your self-esteem get shot by that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So it was always frustrating, man.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing worse than going in there with somebody who sucks.
Yeah, or somebody doesn't want to be with you. Because then
Or they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, if you suck, I'm going to suck
Yeah.
by proxy.
Yep.
So let's just have fun.
yeah.
I booked one at the callback where me and the other 2 dudes in it
Yeah.
all booked it. We were because we all had fun.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
went straight off script and whatever else. And then like, boom, and we got hired. That's never happened.
Yeah.
But it was like, yeah, if you're in there to have fun, the more fun I have in that room, the more I book.
Yeah. Exactly.
Although I don't go out anymore.
Yeah.
I stopped. I officially canceled a while ago. Not too long ago, but a while ago. I was like, I
Yeah.
just don't want to do it anymore, guys.
As soon as I took the full-time job at Collider, all of that stopped. All of it stopped. I'd still do the voiceover stuff, but there are moments that I want to try again just to see commercial-wise, not theatrically.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck theatrically. I don't. Commercial would be nice because it's a lot of money for one day if you book a national.
Now
or
they've
whatever.
got. So my buddy of mine just
Yeah.
booked one. Was playing throughout the playoffs,
Oh wow.
and I was like, dude, I hope that's doing well for you. What's the new contract like?
Yeah.
Because I haven't stayed up on it anymore. I'm not doing it. And he's like, well, as of June 1st, for the contract for the one he did, they now can do a $20K buyout at the front,
Holy shit.
but then they get unlimited usage across all spectrum.
Right.
So it's kind of you're not going to make anywhere near what you used to make, but at the same time, you're making better than what it was the previous 18 months to 2 years.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, we're going to shift everything to internet and cable. We can play it as much as we want, and you make less than $2,000 for each.
Right.
And people out there listening to be like, well, that's still a lot of money, but at the same time, you only book a certain percentage, and you're driving, and then you have callback, you have a fitting plus day shoot, and that's if you book it, that's 4 days.
Yep.
And then everything else is just like, okay, I've got an audition, and then I got a callback, and I got an audition. You're just driving nonstop.
I liked the 5 years I was doing that like fully. I loved it when I wasn't like working a regular job. I was just an actor, and it was nice. I got to book things that kept me alive for a while, both on camera and voiceover wise. That I didn't have to have a job, so like a real job. So for 5 years, not that acting isn't a job, but for 5 years it was nice to be able to drive and go to places.
9 to 5 is what you're saying.
9 to 5. Yeah, I didn't have a 9 to 5, and it was nice to drive to places and be able to perform and audition and blah 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 and the grind of it all. And it was nice also to have like a day to not do it and just chill out and watch Netflix or whatever because you've made your money, and so you're okay doing that. Like it was nice for a while, but then when it starts running out, and because nowadays apparently it's really bad.
Oh yeah.
So I had to do what I had to do to stay alive in the city. So
yeah, I'm glad I got out when I did.
yeah, fair.
Because
Yeah,
you stop making good paydays
yeah.
pretty quickly right after that, and I was like, wow, if I was still grinding, I'd be making half as much.
Yep. Yeah. People don't
Grinding
know.
just as hard, if not harder.
If you book 3 nationals in the old days, you'd be set for the year with 6 figures. People don't know.
Easy.
Yeah.
I knew one guy like 2002, 2004, and he was booking numerous nationals every year. And he's like, dude, I used to make so much money off of just 2 to 3 commercials, like obscene amounts of money.
Right.
And that's probably, ridiculous, and why the industry lashed back.
Yeah,
It's
I
like, we're
guess
paying
so.
so much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, there's a lot that goes into this.
Look at those marketing budgets. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who talked to a commercial director. Oh my God.
I know.
The money commercial directors make is obscene for the amount of time.
I've flat out asked on set twice to the directors, so what do you make for this, if you don't mind my asking? After we've been shooting the shit all day. And one dude was like, well, the beauty is I have a day rate, which is an obscene amount of money, 5 figures. Low 5 figures, but 5 figures. But he's like,
day rate.
Yeah, day rate. But I determine the length of the shoot plus editing plus all that. So I just tell them it's 2 weeks and I get paid for 14 days at my day rate.
Jesus.
And you're like, fuck. Wow.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
but you got to hustle and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, it's
That's
still
the
a
other part of
grind.
it. Yeah.
But at the same time, you're doing well because this is, it was a Capital One commercial. So
Oh,
it's
that's
like,
nice.
it's not like you're getting shit work.
Yeah.
You're getting good work.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Do you want to answer one more before we wrap up?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it. Hans Eskelson
Yes.
says, if you could go back in time and participate in any movie production, what movie and what role, whether an actor or behind the scenes role?
Okay, this is going to sound crazy, but I think I would go back and take my life into my own hands and be part of the production team for Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
Just to watch the madness of that entire situation through the eyes of Coppola and his wife, who was there filming that Hearts of Darkness documentary, but also the weather, the sets, the not knowing if it's going to happen or not. Martin Sheen breaking his hand for real when he punched the mirror, rushed to the hospital because he had a legitimate heart attack on set. And then Brando showing up overweight without knowing any of the lines. Just the insanity of it all would be enough to write a book about, to be honest with you. And it's one of my favorite films ever. Mm-hmm. So to be on set to witness it, although I might have like 10 different diseases out of the situation and probably go to therapy for the next 20 years, it would be something to talk about for sure.
Yeah, the collateral damage of that on you later on would be pretty high.
Yeah, the residue would be for a while.
My favorite was always, and I believe it's when they shot this, when they did the original Ocean's 11.
Oh.
So they shot it in Vegas.
Right.
And they were doing shows every night. And the show would end, and they're already liquored up and whatnot. And then like an hour later, they show back up on set. And then they shoot at night, and they go to bed, and then they do another show that night and get drunk, and then leave the show and whatnot, continue drinking, go shoot a movie, go to bed. The amount of fun that they had to, while in Vegas,
Oh, yeah.
fuck, I don't need to be anybody in that movie. I just like, dude, guys, let's party. I'm here to have fun. Call me on stage and I'll do a little dance for you, whatever the case is, and then we drink and have a good time, and then boom, go shoot a movie, and then go to bed, wake up, do the whole thing all over again, and just live a ridiculous life.
Let's bring up Matt Nose.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt, come on up and talk about the fellas. Talk to the fellas.
All the fucking...
Tell him your jokes. Tell him your jokes, Matt. Tell him your jokes.
I would love to do that. I think it'd just be fascinating to see behind the scenes, because I believe that's where the quote from Sinatra, where he wouldn't do a second take because you're only paying me for one movie.
Yep.
You're like, dude, you're so drunk and so high on your own ego because you're playing to sold out shows all the time in Vegas. And now you're shooting a movie on your schedule at night because that's when it's convenient for you. It's just the balls to be like, you only pay me for one movie, baby. You're like, what? Oh, it's great.
Agreed. I think that was... I think that would be an awesome experience. You're right. I mean, because I'm a massive Rat Pack fan too. Like I have books and shit about the Rat Pack that I love. It would be interesting to explore that.
And they existed at a time in American pop culture where they could have gotten away with anything short of murder.
Oh yeah.
And everybody would have, all the press would have more than likely, swept it under the rug.
Yep.
Now, if you're going to have some big like lovers quarrel, that's going to make news. Or if you're going to do, but there's still, I guess, an understanding of we can't put all this out there for public consumption. Right. And now it's like, there's too many people now trying to do that job. So somebody's going to get the information.
Oh my God. Jack Kennedy in 2019
never would have a chance. Never would have a chance.
I mean, not even close. Not even close. It would be insane, all the stuff that would come out with that guy. And it came out already in the 60s while he was doing it. So I can't even imagine what it would come out in 2019.
But I think it was also an understanding at that point amongst the people, or not an understanding, but a general consensus that, guys like him do that. It's to be expected.
Right.
And that's just not the case anymore. Nope. You can't get away with that kind of horse shit.
Nope.
And, hey, listen, we're probably better for it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would think so.
I would hope so.
In the long run, yeah, I would say so too. All right, well, that's our episode for this week. Thanks, everybody, for downloading and listening to it. It is, what are we calling this thing? Just Topic Thunder?
Topic Thunder.
All right, Topic Thunder.
You came in so jazzed the last time we did it.
Yeah.
Now you're wavering?
No. I mean, like, the title is Topic Thunder, but, like, should we have another Topic Thunder? What do we call it? What separates this episode from other Topic Thunder episodes, I guess is what I'm getting.
Nothing. This is just an extended...
All right, fair enough.
We can put that in the title.
Yeah.
Topic Thunder Extended.
Extended edition.
Yeah.
Director's cut. That's
sure. I'll put that. Not a problem. I'll type that out. Director's cut. Something special for the feed. It's the only time it's ever happened.
Right.
In fucking 4 years, 4.5 years?
Yeah, that we've been doing this.
Yeah, a long time. We've always been good about it.
Yeah, true.
And this time, just, circumstances worked against us. And this was much, much easier than having to sit down and come up with another top 10.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you thought, in the comment section or in, tweeting at us or emailing us. Let us know what you thought. Do you like these? Do you want us to keep going with this Topic Thunder? Because I am enjoying them, and so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Have conversation.
It's a fun show. It's good content because, we get to hear from them and what's on their mind kind of thing of like, hey, what about this? I was thinking about this. Do you think this is bad? Do you think this is good? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's a nice way to kind of gauge the pulse of what people are into.
Yeah.
And, our thanks to all our patrons. Once again, you go to patreon.com/the top 10 if you want to participate in this and get this as exclusive Patreon content. We got the Chicago show up there. You get a shout out at the end of the month. You can participate in different shows, the relist, and actually picking a show.
Yep.
You can do all that there. So just join us over at patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10.
You can follow Matt Nose at Matt Nose. You can follow me at The Roca Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And keep your eyes peeled out for more and more content. If you're not a Patreon supporter, like Matt said, go over there and become one because we've got so much content coming down the road. We're taking topic ideas for shows, ideas for shows to create new content for you all. So there's definitely a lot coming down the pike for the top 10. It's a lot of fun to generate all this kind of stuff and get the response from you all. Okay. Anything else?
That is it.
All right. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you next time on the Top 10.